Hi, everybody. I'm here upon request, and I think we should just talk about um, a few things. How are y'all? I'll wait for a few more people to come in. Y'all hit the like button. Thank you. So, I made a short, like, slideshow video yesterday about the whole Kobe Bryant, um, death and his daughter. I really didn't include her in the video because I was only decoding him. So I guess y'all want to talk about it. So I mean, if y'all have questions, y'all can just ask or what I think, my personal opinion. Oh, kitty. And like I say, I really don't ever say what I fully believe or think on social media. I mean, she knocked the baby gate down because there's too many sensitive and triggered people in the world. So it's best to keep the main things to myself. But I mean, I'll touch on whatever you have questions about. How about that? Um, right. Everyone is so angry about the conspiracies. Um, yeah. So, there's too many triggered people, too many people that aren't on the same level of consciousness that are going to be watching a video like this. So, to keep it more peaceful and people less triggered, I figure we just talk in general. But I'll just tell you what I've noticed. Y'all can make your own conclusion. How about that? So, someone was interviewing Spike Lee recently on ESPN or something, and they were talking about Kobe and Spike Lee. I even have it on, my phone. Spike Lee was saying that there was a documentary that was shot, and the last shot of the documentary about Kobe has him walking out of the Staples Centers with his two daughters, one in his hand, or one in his hand, and one holding his hand and one in his arm. And they were dancing and singing the song through Michael Jackson's Thriller. So, talked about Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller. And then another person had mentioned Michael Jackson, earlier or the day before. Diddy, he talked about him on the Grammy speech where he kind of, dogged the Grammys out. And then the day before that, Chris Brown posted a photo of him photoshopped sitting next to MJ on a train. And so, why they keep putting in MJ in this timeline, I'll let you make your own decision about that. So then we have the helicopter conspiracy, where the cartoon of him crashing in a helicopter a couple of years before is surfaced. Okay. So we have that. And then we also have the toy that he has a helicopter on his head as a toy. So I'll show you the photo. So that is one of his toys. It's a remote control Kobe Bryant helicopter toy. And then, of course, we have the cartoon where he was kind of in a helicopter crash. So if y'all want to know the name of the video, I think it's I might link it later, but it's on NBA on ESPN, and it says Spike Lee shares some of the most memorable moments. And I think it's around 38 minutes or 36 minutes or something like that, where he talks about MJ and Kobe. So knowing that, you can put your own conclusion together. And, the night before LeBron passed his record, and, he texted him or tweeted him, and it was almost like, it sounded like, that was the end of something. Something was the end of something. Of course, it happens on a Sunday. And if you saw my video where I broke down what his name means, it all goes together. It all fits in together as to what is actually happening. And I'm going to read you something out of a book called The Prophet. And it's about how our emotions and how our feelings play a huge role in the earth and how it rotates, moves, travels, you know, and whatnot, tilts. And that is ancient knowledge and it's also science, if you ever want to break it down. But I took a piece out of this and I wrote it down because I wanted to show you the same thing where when enough people on a similar frequency feel the same exact way, then the ethers and the energies around the planet Earth can shift and change. Okay, so um, let me go ahead and get this passage. Okay, so this is from the prophet. It says, and a cry came from the people as from a single heart, and it rose into the dusk and was carried out over the sea like a great trumpeting. So this represents a frequency of a people changing something, a trumpeting. A trumpeting means a military call. You know, whenever you think about a trumpet sounding, what does that mean? Start, you know, how in the military they play that to wake you up. They play that, you know, when you die, taps, and they play that when, you know, they're signaling, you know, battle. So when you cry, even Michael Jackson has a song called Cry. It says, if you all cry at the same time tonight, you know, I can't do this by myself. We're going to take somebody's help. So every time one of these major celebrities pass away and change the frequency of people to one frequency, it is earth shifting. It is planet moving. Um, it's able to change everything. And Diddy touched on this on his Grammy speech when he was basically telling the Grammys off. And he said, we control all of this. If y'all haven't heard his Grammy speech, you need to go listen. He said, we control all of this. We control what your kids listen to, what your kids wear, the video games your kids play, the words your kids use, and, you know, the music that they listen to. And we control it all. And he was telling them that, you know, they disrespect their music. They don't ever give them the proper, you know, recognition, A, B, C, and D, and that they were tired of it. And basically, what he said was, if we don't show up, no one shows up. If we don't support you, no one will support you. Basically, he got them together. So, and it was hilarious because in the video, they flashed the camera to the audience, and there were a lot of the Grammy execs and stuff there, and they were just sitting there like. So basically, what he was saying is, we are in control. You work for us. And we can shift this planet at any given time just by getting on the same frequency. And we will show you how. Now, I'm going to leave the conspiracy up to the conspiracy theorists. I don't want to trigger anybody, but Diddy said that. I don't want to trigger anybody. So it's on his Instagram and you can find it on YouTube too. Just Diddy's Grammy speech 2020. So make sure that you understand that whenever something like this happens, it is to shift the planet and shift the energies. And this book is really good. The Prophet. I'm done with it, but I decoded it. And the Prophet in here says a lot of ancient writing stuff, but he just puts it in a different way. So he talks about how our true selves are not here. They are above the earth and in the ether, and that they can move and shift the earth. It says it in here. And then it talks about, you know, the same frequency as the same heart. So he's saying that when that frequency is shifted, it's us that's doing it. And It's by this book, Khalil Gibran. Did I say that right? Gibran? Gibran? I don't know how to pronounce it. So, yes, he's letting people know that they have the power to change the weather, to shift the earth, to make it hot, to make it cold, and demanding the respect that they are due. And I don't think that enough people are aware that this can happen, but just think about it. I say after this, we're going to see some major changes as far as weather, earthquake, some type of out of season storm, which I think already happened in Spain and Portugal. They had a hurricane or some type of storm that flooded, Spain, a city in Spain, like, and even got to France. So, while we were distracted by Trump and all, the coronavirus and, Kobe, you know, and Fashion Week, there was all this weather happening that was not on the news, extreme weather. So, I mean, we gotta realize, a lot of stuff. You said it's well, according to the news, they said it wasn't normal. They said they hadn't had a storm like that since 1982. So, I mean, if that's normal, then I guess that's normal. Um, right. You got the death message on the 23rd? Really? Wow. Um, mhm. So I'm not saying anything about what happened to him or what I think because I think the audience is way too sensitive. And I just want you guys to think whatever you choose to think. But I gave you a lot of information and things like that. And you can do with it what you choose. I have learned that not everybody is on the same conscious level. Not everybody is on the same level of being triggered. And so I have to understand that and not say something that will trigger someone because a lot of people are very emotional. So, what I will say is that, what I really think cannot be said on video. There you go. Thank you, Toshi Sprinkle Sprinkle. Coincidences or not, I live or grew up in Corona in New York. Okay, that's weird. So yeah, Corona. Now we know what Corona means. That's the crown of the sun, a sun crown. That's what the coronavirus means, a sun crown. And I was reading some article and they were breaking it down saying it was some kind of genome or whatever, whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's because they're trying to combine DNA with your DNA, you know, and you know, that's what it is. And then I think they're trying to find the special one that it binds to, which they won't find one. Um, oh, and another thing, a lot of people keep talking about mind control, mind control. Oh, these people did it. The funny thing that you guys don't even realize is that whatever they think they're doing, whatever mind control you think certain people have, they do not have it because there is something with mind control over them that is for the greater good of those who they are trying to mind control. Okay, always remember that. So, Lil Wayne says it best. I got mind control over mind control. Okay, so whatever people think that they're doing or trying to have mind control over people, it's actually they're being mind controlled to do this certain thing because it will be in the favor of others. Okay, and they just don't know. Um, what is wrong with you people? I don't know what's wrong with you people. Anyway, like I said, when you're easily triggered, you're easily controlled. Just remember that. Easily triggered equals easily controlled. If I know how to trigger you, I can control you. I can predict your movement. I can predict your next sentence. I can predict what you're going to do because you are triggered and I know how to trigger you. Just like if you're in a relationship with somebody and they know how to trigger you and get you mad so you can argue and fuss with them so they can leave the house and go do whatever they want to do. If I can trigger you, I can control you. You are triggered. And when people are triggered, they're easily manipulated and controlled. And that's why I always tell, viewers on my channel, if you're easily triggered, click off because people don't listen when they're triggered. They don't listen, they don't understand, they can't see, they're blinded by emotion. So if you're blinded with emotion and you're triggered, you may not see the bigger picture. Thank you, Hudson River Apothecary. Your 5-year-old daughter has been frantically drawing the sun for the past 3 days. These kids know. Yeah, they know. They know. And Sasha and I talk about that. We came to the conclusion that people say there are two suns. Yes, there are two suns. But that's for a whole nother video. Basketball is a game of the sun. Okay, who controls the sun? Who controls the court? Who controls the ball? Who controls the sun? That's why. And then his colors for the Lakers, purple and gold, crown chakra, gold. So just his number 8, the symbol for eternity. It's very interesting because his name, Kobe Bean Bryant, gift of God, bean, the verb meaning is to like bean someone in the head or to hit someone in the head. That's biblical for either waking up someone or putting them to sleep. They used to call him the Black Mamba, the Kundalini energy rising. Bryant is someone that carries you off or carries the goods or something like that. So it represents someone who is bringing back goods, adding more souls to the ethers. Since he did have a interracial relationship, he's added more souls to the ethers instead of subtracted. So, that's exactly what his name means. Thank you, Carissa. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Love you. Thank you. Thank you, girl. So, when you put things together, you'll figure it out. And I think it's okay for anyone to think what they want to think because the frequencies depend on it. This is why not everybody understands. This is why the knowledge is not easily and readily given to the public. And those who know, those who don't contribute to the frequency change. That's okay. If I'm conscious of the frequency change that's needed, then I can also focus on that too. I don't have to be tricked into it. There's some people that have to be tricked into being on the same frequency with many other people at the same time. And there's some people that don't. Thank you. You posted your true thoughts and got dragged. Yeah. See, you can't really do that when people are triggered because as an emotional people, that's exactly why the planet is going to shift because that is what's needed. You have to trick people. That's why you always see the Joker or the trickster god or the Joker god or the trickster god because when you're not fully, or I don't even want to say fully because I don't think anyone is fully conscious, but when you're not on a certain level of understanding about something, then of course your emotions are going to take over. And then, that frequency is going to be similar with many people. And that is what does the work in shifting things. So once, the shift has been complete with, all of this, then I'm sure more people will come and start to look deeper. And that's not a problem. People will come and look deeper later. But right now, they're using that emotional energy to shift the planet. There was a weird fog this morning. I thought that there had been a fire nearby. Right. Yep. This book, The Prophet, talks about the mist as well. That's us. We're the mist. Hmm. The mist, the ether, the plasma, water, crystal, all of it, ice. And all right, shift it for the better. Hmm. I think so. I think it's shifted for the better, but what I feel is even though it could go either way. Someone could have done something, bad to him, or it could have been a setup, or it could all be a thriller. Okay. This is what I was trying to get at about the thriller speech. It could all be a thriller, and y'all know what a thriller is, right? A film, a movie, entertainment. But the whole point is when you're in a when you're in a thriller or a scary movie, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. Your frequencies are still the same as if you are afraid for real, for something for real, right? So if you're watching a scary movie and you are scared, the frequency is still the same whether it's real or not. So I'm trying to tell you. So when they kept talking about the thriller thing, I mean, two people mentioned thriller and Kobe and da da da. Da. When they mentioned that, especially Spike Lee, he knows. Um, pay attention, you know, pay attention. Just understand whether it's real or not. The frequency is still the same. Just like if someone that you loved, you thought that they died, but they didn't really die, you would still mourn that person as if they had died. And then maybe they show up a week later. The feeling was still the exact same as if they had really been gone. So you don't have to die to change the frequency, but people have to believe you did. And if they do believe it, if they don't believe it, if they really died, it doesn't matter. Because I know a lot of people are saying this and that. And I just don't want to say anything because I feel like it doesn't matter as long as the frequency was the same. That was what was trying to be accomplished. Okay. That is what was trying to be accomplished, the frequency. I remember when I was telling you guys that on the ninth dimension, there are beings that don't really care as long as you get the earth to this certain frequency at this certain time. It don't matter how you do it, get it done. Bam. You know, this is how it is. It doesn't matter. So, I'm sure that all that helicopter stuff in the past, the tweet, the cartoon, and then the toy, somebody knew something. Okay. Somebody knew something. And I'm sure more and more will come out in the future. And it really doesn't matter if you're an icon because you passed away at a young age, you will be remembered forever. Your name is sealed. You know, you're set. Think about all the old basketball players that all look, that's old and got arthritis walking around, and you know, um, they are not ever going to be iconized or iconized like Kobe because they're still alive and they're gonna die old and gray. Okay, and I'm sure we know this, and in order to keep yourself in the history of the world, something has to happen to you because you will be erased. You will be erased. They already tried to erase Michael Jackson out of the Grammys celebration. They erased Michael Jackson out of the Google, Black History Month music, whatever video that they did. They are trying to erase the people that paved the way. And, that's why a lot of people keep bringing them back up because they keep trying to brush them away. And so that's why it's very important for people to become icons because they get swept under the rug. And you almost have to die of a truly crazy, tragic death to even be remembered. You know, um, if you want your memory set in stone, you must exit in a certain way. Okay. And if you don't, no one will remember you because they would purposely erase you. replace you and erase you. So you got to do it. Um, like I said, if you are triggered, go watch something else. Emotions and triggered people are easily controlled and brainwashed. So if I ever come, in contact with people and they want to hang around me, or be my friend, or whatever, I watch how they act emotionally. Okay, this is a good tip too. This not have anything to do with the Kobe thing, but if you want to know if someone's going to make a good friend, watch how they act when they're emotional. Okay, and then you'll be able to make your best decision. But don't. Or same thing with a partner. They if they can't hold it together, if they're easily triggered, easily controlled. Okay? Um, right. Just get the information, take it or don't take it. Okay. So, okay. There. So, do you have any questions? This wasn't going to be a long video. Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. You thought it was weird that Beyonce hadn't posted about it. You know, um, yeah, very weird. But you know what? Obama didn't say anything or post anything when Michael Jackson left either. Very weird, right? But the thing is, it doesn't really matter because the frequency was done and it's fine now. When I was going to sleep last night, I felt really weird. Like, you know how like when you're on a boat, the what do you call it? Vertigo. A lot of people have been feeling that vertigo because the planet it shifts its axis a lot right now, and have weird dreams and stuff like that. And that's because if you've been having weird dreams and you feel like ear ringing and like you're on a boat or something, it's because the Earth is actually moving. That's why Lil Nas X. I don't know if y'all watched the Grammys. I didn't. I just saw clips. The most important things. That's why Lil Nas X brought out Nas because that represents the lower and the higher version of ourselves. Those who control the ethers and those who are on the planet. So, the horses in the back, my hat is matted black, Old Town Road, that's about the earth moving. The horses represent, you know, being able to take the earth in a different direction as a chariot. Um, and I think he has a new video called Rodeo with Nas in it, and it's a cartoon. I don't know if I posted it or not, but it's crazy. Y'all got to go watch it. It's exactly what I'm talking about how there's our ethereal body in the ethers, but our physical body's down here, and we control up there if we are aware. If we are aware and on the same frequency, we can shift a lot of stuff in the ethers if we know that. And I think that's why a lot of these things are happening to show you and to show the world and to show those that know that it's possible. And if they leak this information out, especially if a person with a lot of influence sing it in a song, put it in a video, or link it out, and we as a mass group find out about it, it's over. It's a wrap. So I think basically what Diddy was doing on his Grammy speech was letting them know that we control this. And if we don't support it, they don't support it, which means if we say something, they will listen. So he was basically letting them know um, at the Grammy, pre Grammy, it was that night, and like the Grammys were giving some type of lifetime award after 30 years or more. Finally gave him an award. But he was basically telling the Grammys off, and he was telling them that he controls, not he, but we control, or the artists and the entertainers control the people. which means they control the world and the shift. So that was him that, and he wore his all black, and that was him letting him know. And I don't know if you watch that speech and you watch how Beyonce reacts to when he says that, her face is just like hilarious. um, well, if you listen to what Spike Lee says, that he was holding one daughter's hand and holding another in his arm, that represents as above, so below. Thriller. It's all about the frequency, whether it's real or not. So yeah, someone sent it to me. Let me give her. I'm gonna say hey. I'm gonna say hey. Thank you for sending that to me. Mhm. Let me find out who it was. Hold on. Okay, it was Mo. I'll say her name, her first name, so y'all get Mo. Thank you, Mo. Okay, so it's at 3 minutes and 36 seconds on a YouTube video. I don't want to put all her business out there. Let me just click on the video. So it's on 336 of.
Spike, clearly the emotions are running.
Oh shoot, because I don't want to get copyright, so I'm just going to show y'all the name of the video.
Michael.
See, he said Michael somewhere else. Anyway, so here's the name of the video. Spike Lee shares some of his most memorable moments with Kobe Bryant. Okay, and it's on ESPN, NBA on ESPN, and it's at 336, or you can just put it on 330 and listen from there. But Diddy's speech is the Grammy. Just look up Diddy's Grammy speech 2020. Now, well, his daughter, you have to decode her name to also understand a lot of stuff in there too. It all adds up. Any type of way you try to break it down, it all makes sense, because I'm pretty sure it was carefully orchestrated down to the date, time, and everything. So just go decode her name. So yeah, a lot of stuff that people are afraid to look into, or knowledge that people are afraid to look into, is exactly what they need to understand a lot of things when they happen. Otherwise, you'll be lost or not really knowing or understanding what it's for, what it's all about, why they're doing it. So, yeah, you got to make sure, you know, you study so that you can know stuff when stuff goes down. They want everyone depressed with that Billie Eilish frequency. Her music may be code for. Yeah, Alchemy of Life. Yeah, my daughter's already decoded her music. She's trying to. She says she's telling people what's going to happen to them. It's like, yeah, somebody got to warn them. Somebody got to warn. So, there's, if you listen to different types of music, our music is telling us, their music is warning. Their music is warning them. Our music is telling us. So it's very interesting if you listen to the different types of music. Mhm. So, the whole point is the frequency that was needed. That's the whole point. Like, no one is, how it happened, if it happened, when it happened, why it happened, it doesn't matter. And this is why all they wanted was the frequency. That's it. The frequency of the people as a reaction. That's all that they needed and wanted. Anything else is just for your entertainment and a distraction. All they needed was that frequency. Okay. Right. And this time, like I said, it doesn't matter, because everything that's done is for our greater good. It backfires. We gave them that information, or not we, but like as a collective, that information was given to them and they think it's their idea, but it's not, you see. Um, when you have mind control over people that think that they have mind control over the masses, then you have true mind control over everybody. It's kind of like playing chess against yourself and you have a bipolar, no, and you have a personality. Uh, you know, you have, it's like playing chess against yourself and you have multiple personalities. And you know those movies where someone's looking for the killer and then they realize they're the killer the whole time? It's like that. So, whatever plans that are put in place, whatever thing that is done, is always for, you know, the greater good. Even though they don't think it is, that's the only way that you could trick people into doing anything, is to think that there's a benefit. Um, right. And not everybody is where I am consciously, and that's fine. That's why I said this is my opinion. And if you are not there yet, great. If you are, great. If you're not, just understand it on your level. All I said was everything happens for the greater good. Okay. Right. If nothing I say makes sense, it means that I don't make sense to you. Right. So it means come back when it makes sense. Come back later. Come back in a couple years. So that's what it says in this book. If you don't understand the words that I'm saying, it is not for you to understand. So this book is full of code. The prophet, he drops major code in here, and he tells the person or the reader, if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's okay, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, if these be vague words, then seek not to clear them. Vague and nebulous is the beginning of all things, but not their end. Meaning, this is subconscious to you. On a subconscious level, you understand it. And eventually, it's going to come to light and you will understand it fully later on. Okay? So if you don't understand it now, you will later because it's now in your subconscious. Mm-hmm. So people making this shift are Black. As above, so below, as within, so without. If you are in the ethers and you are on the planet at the same time, your true self is above. Because they say the sky is the limit. And for me, that's really true. But my friend, you have seen nothing. Just wait till I get through. Because I'm bad. Okay. Think about that one. Right. The shift is the shift in power and the shift of the planet too. It's both. As above, so below. These celebrities are very aware. Like I said, whether you're in a horror movie or the thing is happening to you, you're still scared at some point, and the frequency is still the same, whether it's real or not real. So, right. Mm-hmm. You're giving folks elixir like this is plain out witchcraft. Chris Klein, who cares? We don't care what you think. Bye. Okay. We're beyond that over here. Come on now. how you know, like, stop. I told y'all if y'all are triggered, go away. I don't do triggered emotional people. Y'all are too easily brainwashed and controlled. This was a video to talk about what, what could be happening, what is happening. Um, you don't know that lady. You will never meet her. You don't know her. You don't know what's going on. You don't even understand half of the things that are in front of your face, many of you. So, if you're easily triggered, go mourn, go over there. You know, um, this video is not for the easily triggered. This is for the people that want information, knowledge to talk about things on a higher conscious level. Okay. It's not for everybody. And I'm saying that with respect. Okay. I'm saying that with respect. Okay. So if it's just not for you, click off, baby. It's that easy. Click. All right. This is spooky. I'm reporting your channel. Of course, go report it, baby. That's what y'all do. Y'all go run and tell. Go run and tell. Go call the police too. Black woman reporting on Kobe Bryant in a way I don't understand. Officers come get her. Go ahead, report. That's what y'all know how to do best. Go ahead. Go tell her. Go get your I can't say street cred because that's not street cred, but go tell. I think their intuition would let them know. Right? Well, who knows? Don't laugh. Like, I'm serious. The first thing they want to do is go run and tell. Go tell. We don't care. We used to it. Y'all know I have to get them. Anyway, what about the cartoons predicting his death? Yeah, we talked about that. The helicopter crash in that cartoon, very telling. W- There are we are all equal. Chris Klein, bye. Then stop calling the police on people. We all equal. Stop reporting everybody because they don't agree with you. Okay, we don't have to agree with you. Bye. Okay, you don't come in here and run nothing. Bye. Right. The trolls are bad because they have no light. I know. So adios. Go report me to YouTube. Go tell the authorities. Bye. Um, the Rock Nation brunch. Yeah, I talked about that. I was like, you see a lot of wealthy people celebrating and A, B, C, and D. It's just a new day. That's all. It's just a new day, a new era, a new shift of power, a new shift of consciousness. Everything is shifting right now, and I think a lot of people are understand that, and they can see more. And those who can't are having issues. Those who can't are sick, depressed, don't know why they feel this way. They're not shifting with the planet. They're not rising. Their frequency isn't rising at the same time because they're not conscious enough, or they're stuck in their old ways and everything is changing around them and they're not growing with it. So basically they're dying inside. They're decaying inside slowly and they can't figure out what's happening. It's because they're not shifting or rising with the frequency of the planet. Okay. hmm um the DNA upgrades are real, right? They're right now. Yeah, a lot of people can feel them. They just wake up one day and they feel totally different. Everything has changed. Information is there, easily absorbed now. Um, just knowing things, remembering things that you probably didn't even learn, just automatically able to access information, feeling something, knowing something, and then it's confirmed later on. being your psychic powers are totally increased. I predicted 3 things precisely in 3 days. My kids are witnesses, and they just like, you know, they're doing the same thing. It's just crazy. So if you are getting a lot of the downloads that your DNA is being activated, then you know it. You know it, and that's all that matters. If not, I'm sure at one point you'll start to feel it. You said, "Who else gonna die?" I don't know who else is gonna die. Go watch some old cartoons and killing, you know, celebrity wise, and mark it down. I don't know. Thank you, Ebony. Do you feel ancestor altars are good to work with in 220? Um, I always say it's good to honor anyone that came before you and honor them. If that's how you honor them, great. Um, as long as it's beneficial to them and you enjoy it and it raises your frequency, I don't see anything wrong with it. Right. Um, yes. We talked about Kobe and we talked about, the conspiracy surrounding it. And we talked about how the frequency of the planet changes when many people have the same feeling or frequency at the same time. Um, Tiffany Land, thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I astral traveled by mistake. It freaked me out. Wow, really? Yeah, I had a weird astral travel or dream that I went through a wormhole that looked like water. And that was last night. So, never had a dream like that before. But I wasn't scared, but you'll get used to it. Hmm. Um, yeah, so, whatever you believe about what the conspiracy surrounding Kobe, take that belief with you. Feel what you're gonna feel about it, and maybe later on, after it's not so fresh, maybe come back and take another look, and then another look, and see how you feel or what you think about it. Then, having an open mind and being able to look at things later is helpful a lot of times. So yeah. I just urge people to come and look later on when they're not so emotional and they can understand things on a different level because they're not, you know, in the frequency anymore. Hmm. I saw things, a lot of things. Tiffany saw a lot of things. Okay. All right. So, do you think Kobe and his daughter are really dead? Well, I don't know what I think, but I know that there is no such thing as coincidence. And then I know that a lot of talk surrounding Thriller and Michael Jackson came into the conversation with Spike Lee, Diddy, just, I think also Kobe spoke at MJ's funeral or memorial service at the Staples Center. So, I mean, we don't really want to say anything because there's too many people that are emotional right now. But like I said, we'll come back later, maybe in a month or two, and talk about it then when it's not so fresh, and we'll see what people are saying. Because when I did a couple of videos, and we had people upset and mad in the comments, and then they came back a week later, and after all the evidence had come out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, well I see things different now." So that's why I say wait a little while, and because that's how I see first and foremost. When I see something, I don't see the emotions involved with it. I see the code. That's all that I see. I don't see, you know. This is just how it is once you start doing this type of thing. Once you start decoding things, you no longer see the issue or the thing that happened. You only see the code in it. So because that's what it's supposed to reveal to you, you know. And then you process what really happened or what could have happened, and then you might feel something. But I see code first. That's how I see. Um, right. So you guys want to believe that is your frequency. Not everyone believes the same thing, and that is okay. If everyone believed the same thing, then we wouldn't be different. So that's the point. Some people aren't supposed to believe anything. Some people are supposed to stay on this frequency, hold it. Those of you who are holding it, thank you. You're doing your part. Thank you, Hudson River Apothecary. Did I see The Lighthouse? It's a good movie to decode. The Lighthouse. I don't know. Is it on Netflix? I'll look it up. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. hmm Um, right. A lot of people questioning it too. And yeah. Yeah, I mean, eh, y'all know about the gamma ray blasts as well, right? When the frequency shifts on the planet, that's a signal for another gamma ray blast. Y'all know that, right? Um, so when the planet sends out a signal or a cry, gang gang comes a coming. Gamma rays on their way. Okay. Um, for those of you who understand what I'm talking about. The cosmic rays, gamma rays are conscious. Okay. And when a signal is sent out by their counterparts, they come see. They come see what's happening. Okay. Um, yes, gang gang got the hammer and the wrench. That's code for we built and we can destroy. It's a code for chaos. It's a code for you know um, creator energy. Thank you, Josie. What is the best way to learn about your ancestors past? My parents are Mexican. Beyond that, I don't know. Ancestor.com. Huh? Um, just use anyone, 23andMe, Ancestors.com, see what happens. Some people don't believe in that. They already got your DNA if you've ever been to a hospital anyway. So just, you know, that's how you can figure it out. I have like 1,000 cousins that I never knew about. You know, some of y'all might be my cousins. Go look it up on Ancestry.com if you on there. I'm serious. I have like 600 cousins on one side. I don't even know about the other side. Like, I, I know because a lot of people don't do the test on the other side of the family, but there's at least like 50 on that side. So go check it out. So, are the ones experiencing vertigo are ascending? Well, you're just very sensitive, and you can feel the shifting of the earth, the movement of the earth, and you can feel that. Yeah. Um, if you can feel that, you're shifting. If you can feel the earth shifting, then yeah, your frequency is able to sense that. You're a very sensitive sign, and once the shift kind of stops, or once it gets to the place where it'll stop. But you can feel it. You feel that too, where it feels like you're on a boat and like it's rocking or it's moving slowly. Oh, yeah. Some people can't sleep. hmm Yeah, you've been getting vertigo lately because the earth is shifting. Don't think you're crazy. Okay. Um, Waves. Those are frequency waves. Your particles can turn into waves. you know. So when the gamma rays or the cosmic rays comes into the Earth's atmosphere, they start increasing the heat of the planet and the radiation of the planet. And little by little, each cry sends a fleet, a fleet of gamma rays. So ever since 50 years ago, the amount of gamma rays that have come to the planet, or the amount of cosmic rays that have been hitting the planet, has increased tremendously. So that's what's kind of going on. And it's like slowly, we roll up slow, you know, you know, they come slow, a little bit at a time. Why? Because you're going to have to, you know, be able to function, get those downloads, as well as absorb them for your rise. Because if they came all at once, or if a bunch came at once, that would be good. So it's like a slow evolution of your awakening in DNA. You keep getting shocked. Yeah, because thank you, Essence, yeah, for that comment. She says she keeps getting shocked and she lives at a high elevation. Yeah, because the electricity in the air and the atmosphere is increasing daily. You know, someone sent me a video, and I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but thank you for sending it to me. It was about the gamma rays and the UVB radiation that's in the earth right now. They said that the UVB scale was only went to 10 a couple years ago, and now they are registering a 17 in some parts of the world. Now they have to up it, you know. So that means a huge increase of UVB radiation in the planet, due to solar winds and all the gamma ray blasts that are heating up the planet. And it's called radiation decay, which means that the gamma rays and all the radiation is penetrating everything and heating it up. The core of the earth is heating. The there's electricity in the air. That's why she's getting shocked a lot. And the heat from the sun, as well as these gamma rays, are increasingly heating the planet. hmm And then the polar ice caps are melting and letting out bacteria and stuff that hadn't been out here for thousands of years and millions of years or whatnot. hmm Sun's brighter. I had a theory about the sun, another theory about it, but that's for another video. So, mhm. When will the radiation in the planet go back to normal? Will it ever? No, it will never go back to normal. It will take the planet into a whole nother frequency. Because once you radiate something at a slow pace until it becomes, you know, fully illuminated and radiated, then it quantum leaps somewhere else. So that's in the prophet as well. It talks about what happened to the world if you know how to decode. So, once you get something to a certain frequency, it's kind of like on Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty. Instead of standing in that, little thing, and all that, energy coming to you and transferring you somewhere else, it happens slowly for the earth because it's the world. So it will be gradually, it will go somewhere else. Mhm. Your hair stands up like electric shock, like I walk into another dimension. Wow. Yeah, I've been noticing I feel a lot of energy lately, like, you can feel it in the air, like, you can feel it. It's like, "Do you feel that?" Mhm. Electric Lady Janelle Monáe, yeah. Place with No Name, yeah. I need more sun. I've gotten more. You get a lot of chills. Yeah, the sun is very, like, if it could be freezing outside. If you sit in your car and just get the direct sunlight, it's gonna be hot in your car without even being on because of the radiation. Mhm. I believe that Kobe helicopter was being controlled by AI. Well, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, so, it doesn't really matter. The whole point was to get everyone's frequency similar at one time in order to shift the planet. So, whenever you see something major like that, it's shift time. Right. Definitely been feeling vertigo. Yep. I felt it last night for the first time in like a month or two. So definitely. Planet X Nibiru is Lil Nas X, right? Lil Nas X. Why are the bees out? Isn't it cold for them? No, because it's fake weather. You see, the coronavirus, the sun crown virus, started in China, right? Or so they say. Who invented the formula to seed clouds? If you really try to put things together, they'll start making sense. So, who invented the formula to seed clouds, to spray the seeded clouds? You know, and the whole coronavirus thing, they're trying to scare you with that as well to also shift the frequency into fear. But if you do the math and the statistics on how many people have died of coronavirus versus the flu, you'll laugh at yourself. You really will laugh at yourself because more people have died of the flu this year in the you know in the US than people have died of coronavirus in China. Way more. Way, 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 way. You know. So they tell you things to raise your frequency to a certain level or to lower it to a certain level or to get you in that fear factor mode and to get subconsciously to plant in your mind that you might get the coronavirus. You might get crowned by the sun in your DNA. So subconsciously they're planting hope in you if you don't have it naturally. And they're trying this method to see if it works. Nothing works. Okay. So it's not going to work that way either. Now there is flu going around and people are getting sick from that. So you must stay healthy. You must keep your frequency high and your immune system high and understand that. And the coronavirus is not really going to affect anybody who's already crowned by the sun. It doesn't matter. But to push hope subconsciously into people is another method of mind over matter type thing. So you know hopefully they'll figure out that that's not really going to happen. Okay. And then you have that crazy lady from the news who slipped up and said the N word while she was looking at a bunch of black people and talking about Kobe. So you have that to add to the fuel, to add to the frequency, to shift the earth even further. People are trying to get her fired and stuff. Crazy. Hmm. I know y'all saw that. And like she said she slipped and was trying to say something else. I was like, no, you said what you wanted to say. You were looking at a bunch of black people on the screen and you said what you wanted to say. You know, it is you said decode her name. I forgot her name. What was her name? Allison something, right? Let me see. I'm working on low battery because Sasha took my charger. But I'll try to use my last energy. Alice. Alice. I don't know. Uh, Allison name meaning. It means of the nobility from Germany or something. I don't know. Vintage. Alice, Allison, little Alice. I don't know. Son of Alice. It means noble, basically. So, let's see what Morris means. Let's see. More is okay. My nail's too long. I'm trying to type this. Okay, so it means dark, dark swarthy coloring. See more, more, noble more. Strange, right? Um, noble more. Perhaps she was planted to increase the frequency for the shift. Who knows? Okay. Um, I think she was trying to say Knicks. Yeah, Knicks have nothing to do with LA, Kobe Bryant. All right. So, there's no such thing as coincidence. And they will tell you this. There's no such thing as 10 coincidences in a row. There is no such thing as 10 coincidences in a row. There's no such thing as 3 coincidences in a row. Something is orchestrated. So that's all. There is no coincidences. None. Um, even if you believe that there's a sequence that creates the universe, 1001 100010, there's still no coincidences because it's all a code. Hmm. I should put my real opinions on Patreon. Hmm. Maybe I will. So, okay, so here's the deal. However, everyone feels about this particular situation, the Kobe situation, is how you are supposed to feel. If you don't feel a certain way and you don't know why, it's okay. You're supposed to feel exactly how you're feeling because that is what is needed. So don't feel bad if you don't understand something or don't feel like, well, I don't want to be as emotional, but I am. Da, da, da. Everybody does their part by feeling and being on a certain frequency. So it doesn't really matter what you think or how you feel about it. You're feel about this. I'm just sharing what I think and feel about it on, to a certain extent. So, I mean, it's all good. The more information that people spread about it, the the more the frequency shifts and the more the knowledge grows. The more information that people start looking into for the future, the more people wake up, the more people's energy shift to a higher level. When you start to learn, certain things and you wake up, it's like a child learning to, new things all over again. So when you start learning things all over again, it's like a whole new life, a whole new world. And you said I'm melting. I'm melting. It's glitching. Yeah, that's that energy. Anyway, sometimes that happens on this channel, so I don't know. There are energies trying to control the live. Well, don't do it. Yeah, I've seen some of my videos look crazy, like the glitch, when I've watched them over. So heart broken, ready. Mhm. So anyway, oh, hey man letters, I was going to actually suggest that you, I don't know if you did a book, audio book of this book yet, but it's not very long, and you should do this book. It reads a lot like Emerald Tablets, but it's shorter. Same type of deal. I don't know if you've read that. It's called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Gibran. I hope I pronounced it correct. The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Gibran? Yeah. Do this audiobook. It's not very long at all, see? It's very short. It reads like poetry and like the emerald, kind of like the Emerald Tablets, but less coded. And it was written like a long time ago in the 1923. But it's good. You'll like it, I promise. You got your new laptop and your audiobook game is back online. Okay. Well, this book I read it. It's a fast read, so it would be a perfect audiobook. Okay, I want to tour your personal library and check out some of your books so I can read your notes. You wouldn't want to read my notes. Because, every time I read a book, I learn so much more. And, there are layers and levels to understanding, certain things. So on one level, you can see the spiritual. On another level, you can see the science. On another level, you see the psychology in it. So it's layered in many layers. Oh, my notes will be all scratched out, changed, and then I realize it's all of it. um, hmm Why? Right. You should post a book list. Yeah. I have so many books, but some of them, you know, are my highly suggested books, and some are just, just read it for curiosity. um, Mo Autumn Star, thank you. Okay, I'll talk to each other. And the whole point, like certain books on my book list, I bought, tried to read it, didn't understand it, had to put it back on the bookshelf and come back and read it years later after I got more information and knowledge. So if you have any books that you didn't understand in the past, go back and look at them. You might understand it now. Right. Um, and with this frequency shift, a lot of people, are feeling more depressed. Like Layla said, like a lot of kids in her school are claiming depression, attempting suicide and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's that frequency. If you don't rise with that frequency, or if you feel a certain way because the chemistry in your brain is off because there's, too much heat or frequency that is, messing with the firing of your neurons or whatnot. A lot of people can feel this way. So I said, keep your frequency high. Some people feel great. Some people feel bad. So Layla's like, I don't get it. I'm like, your frequency is good. You're good. Um, you said that Billie Eilish music don't help. True, true. Well, there's always going to be trolls, and y'all know the trolls. They come because they don't get attention anywhere else, and they hope to get it here. So if you want to give it to them, give it to them. If you don't, you don't. Um, so so I guess if man of all my viewers over there to hear the audiobook. Okay. Um, Kobe represents the color yellow, which is the solar plexus chakra, the helicopter falling in the skies, the Helios. The sun and Nipsey Hussle represent the blue, which are the throat chakra. Da, da, da. Yeah. I decoded the helicopter thing, and I decoded a lot of stuff in my slideshow video that I did before this. So yeah, you can go look at that too. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with the frequency and the changing of the frequencies of your chakras. But yeah, once your chakras are re, once you're free of your chakras, I'll say, um, you're limitless. You become more limitless in what you can do. Okay. hmm Alpha spiritual warrior. Oh my gosh. What a name. Yes, I'm repeating things that I hear from other people's videos that you are not impressed at all. Then click off. Go watch some other videos. Bye. You done been on everybody's video? You always gotta say something. Gotta say something. I was, I don't think anybody's saying what I'm saying. Anyway. Oh, anyway. So yeah, we have now we've been shown that our frequency changes the planet. Our frequency shifts the earth. Our frequency, our consciousness, I should say, if y'all don't understand what frequency, consciousness, our collective consciousness shifts the planet. You know, Tower in the sky, Tower of Babel is a collective consciousness and a shift in a tower into the heavens. That means a consciousness or a conscious climb into your true higher selves into the heavens to control, to become like that is, to become that can control the ethers surrounding the planets. And that's the planet Earth. And that's what exactly is happening right now. And, you know, when you see a lot of people talking about, climate change and we got to do something about it, there is nothing you could do about it. Ain't nothing you could do about it. Um, Recycling is not going to help the planet cool down because gamma rays are constantly bombarding the earth. So, how is recycling going to help when there's a few gamma ray blasts every year and solar winds disrupting the magnetosphere and the radiation decay happening to the planet and the core? You can't stop it. It won't stop. So there's not going to be any reversal of that. So recycling is not really going to help. I'm not saying you shouldn't recycle, but I'm just saying that's not the answer. Michael Jackson said the planet the planet is sick. It's like it has a fever. and he says to heal the world. So he said that in one of his speeches, or heal the world or whatever. So when the planet when a planet is sick, it start heating up. When a virus makes you ill, your body starts to heat up, and that's what happens. And the fever gets to a certain level until the fever is, the illness or the bacteria or the virus that is making you ill is gone. So, mhm, mhm. Um, when you're a child and you see things in the movie and you're really young, you don't know if they're true or not, but you still have the same reaction as if they were true. You still get the same frequency. So the point, if something is conspiracy, if he's here, if he's not, if it's real, if it's fake, it doesn't matter. The frequency was met. That's all that I'm going to say, because a lot of people are, you know, they're supposed to believe whatever they need to believe. Right. Um. Mhm. Right. 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 And whatever you believe, that's what you're supposed to believe. Believe this or not, you're not supposed to be convinced. And this is the beauty of it. Whatever you believe in your heart that happened, that's what you're supposed to vibrate at. Like, honestly, no one is supposed to convince you otherwise. But for those who want the information, I put what I think out there. You can compare it to what you think. But however you feel about this whole situation is exactly how you are supposed to be feeling. It's a harmony. It's a harmony. Okay, so your frequency, my frequency, and their frequency makes a harmony. It's a sound. Okay, a sound rang out throughout the universe. That's Michael Jackson. So our frequency on certain levels shows the pitch, the harmony, and the frequency of the planet. The amount of people who feel this way and think this way and think this way creates a particular frequency. And according to that frequency, you know, that's the indication, that is the information that is being sent out. Just that we get information from the sun and the light, the cosmos, therefore, in return, gets information via frequency and sound from us. It's like a phone call. Okay. So you're supposed to have the exact thoughts in your mind and vibrate at the exact frequency that you are about this situation. It's fine. But a lot of people wanted the information. So, um, yeah, y'all. hmm Y'all know we have, like, a lot of trolls that try to bring your frequency to a certain level and things like that. It's okay. They exist for a reason, and we know that without good there is no happiness. Without sadness there's no happiness. Without trolls, what? YouTube would be boring, right? So I don't really care. The point is, everybody's here on a certain frequency for a reason, and that's fine. When you don't have a life, you got to do what you got to do. You can't make no money. You got to do what you got to do. Gotta get in where you fit in. Hey. So the family of three last name come from Italy. Yeah. Okay. Everyone thinks because people ask questions they are trolls. Well, I mean, we have an obvious trolling. So I'm just referring to the obvious troll, um, the one who doesn't have a life. So mhm. Anyway, Oh, FYI, troll person. Um, I'm not gonna click your video. I mean, I'm not going to block you or delete you. You just have a good old time doing what you do. If that's your entertainment, if that's what makes you happy in life, by all means, please do that. Who am I to tell someone they can't troll or do something because, you know, if they don't have this, what else do they have? I don't know. What else would they be doing right now? Who knows? James is out with a woman right now. Yeah, downstairs on the couch watching basketball. Okay. If you want on a Monday, Desperado. And TMZ is hella suspect. Yeah, TMZ are the main ones that will feed you information and give you information that you didn't ask for. You know what I mean? TMZ is a interesting source. They're always the first to report. And how they know? They're supposed to be like a paparazzi channel or whatever. But they always the first to know. Right. They had too much too soon. TMZ seems to be on the line of all the deaths. Yep. I wonder why. Um, how do they get it so fast though? Because they had it before it happened, baby. They had the story before it broke. Before the incident happens, it's already written. So that's how, and that's why. If you study the death surrounding MJ, you'll see it's very blatant in that one. Right. hmm TMZ posted you before. That's funny. These people literally practice magic. If you are a higher frequency being, you are magic. Um, the word, the world is a stage, and this is Thriller. Yep. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Go look at the Doomsday Clock right now. There's a website called the Doomsday Clock. Go look at it. It's close to midnight. Okay. Close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Okay. Doomsday Clock. Layla showed it to me last night. She said, "Do you know what the Doomsday Clock is?" I'm like, "No." Okay, so that means we're very close to some stuff happening and going down. So, Doomsday Chick 2019 is close to midnight. So, anyway. hmm Yeah. So, that's what I think. Y'all can form your own conclusions and thoughts and feel how you want to feel. I don't mind if you type it in the comments. I don't argue. I mean, you are feeling how you are supposed to feel. And that's why I chose to do this video this way because I did not want to go in any direction. I just want to say what I thought. I don't want to say certain things because, people are affected by a lot of things right now and their frequency is good as is. Continue to think whatever you want to think because that's correct. Whether you think different from me or different from the next person, your thoughts are correct for you at this time. That's all I can say because the harmony that our frequencies create according to all of our different levels of consciousness, is exactly what it is supposed to do. It's a check. It's a roll call. It's a, you know, who who's what. It's a choir practice. Are we on key? So we're good. Sound check. All right. Right. What's crazy is my mom is even becoming aware of things, and she notices things. I was shocked. Yes, a lot of the people that were once kind of not really noticing stuff are now starting to notice more. It's becoming more common. People are talking more and understanding on deeper levels. So that's fun. Um, mhm. The bots are here for sure. Yeah, we don't let them stay. They don't have nowhere else to go. Who am I to turn them away? Y'all can stay. I don't mind. You know. Um, I'm just joining what? Okay. I'm about to actually get off and go on my other channel. So I just want to share my thoughts, and hopefully, someone got something out of this, or learned something, or didn't learn anything, or, you know, just enjoyed the conversation going on. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank everybody who actually donated. I appreciate that. And everybody who hit that thumbs up. Um, I guess if you're new and you like what I talk about, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Have a good day, have a good evening, wherever it is, wherever you are. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. And if you want more, more precise details, see the video I made right before this. It's called Kobe being Bryant or something like that. And it's just a slideshow with information. So thank you. I'll see y'all later.